Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, I want to take you through my last post-burn review of the Kringle Candle Halloween 2025 Boo Crew collection. We are ending with the fragrance Howl at the Moon, which is so good. Oh my gosh, is this one so good. I love this fragrance. This has a lot of plum in it, and I am a plum girly. In fact, Craig just brought home some plums from one of his customers. I guess they have several huge plum trees in their yard, and they are just loaded down this year. And this particular customer knows that both Craig and I like the plums, and so he got a bunch, and he brought them to Craig a few days ago, and we have already powered through this entire bag of plums that Craig came home with. We've also been feeding them to our neighbors and stuff. They're just really, really good. I'm such a fan of just the fruit itself, but also the way that it is presented in this fragrance is just kind of perfectly sweet, perfectly just slightly tart. It's so good. So anyway, obviously really excited about this fragrance, and I want to back up. Speaking of, let's discuss a little bit of an update to the Boo Crew. So when the collection was first announced, we were told that it would be a limit of 2 per fragrance. They have since adjusted it down to 1 per fragrance. So the only scent that you're gonna have a little bit of wiggle room with is that the Little Devil fragrance, which I reviewed a couple of days ago here. That one is, it does have 2 different labels, and so you can get away with ordering a puppy label and a kitten label. You can't get 2 puppies or 2 kittens, but if you really like the fragrance, you know, you can get a puppy and a kitten. And that way you can get 2 of that one, but you cannot get 2 of Howl at the Moon, which honestly I'm a little sad about. And quite frankly, after I place my initial order for my backups here at the launch, if there are more of these candles available next week after the initial rush, I will be circling back around and getting some more, because this particular collection is right up my alley. The only fragrance that I did not care for was the Bobbing for Apples. I will leave that for other people to enjoy. That was not the scent that I really liked. It just turned kind of perfumey for me. But the rest of the scents in this collection are really beautiful, delicious gourmands. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a popular collection. Honestly, I think most of these are going to sell out. Even with that limit of 1 per fragrance, I think we're still going to have sellouts, and I still think they're going to happen very quickly. So have your lists ready to go. Be prepared to get in and get out in a timely manner. You can use my discount code Melanie15. That'll save you at least 15% off of your purchase. And yeah, use that, or if you have some rewards, use some rewards, do whatever you have to save a little bit of money here. But yeah, anyway, super excited to share this final review from the Boo Crew here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the top, middle, and base notes. Let's discuss the strength and the throw, and then of course, lastly, the overall burn quality. So let's get into it. Before we get into the fragrance itself, just a little moment for the label on this one. It's so cute. Obviously the ombre jar as well is absolutely stunning. But I do love this little wolf pup howling at the moon. It's really sweet. All of the labels in this collection are incredibly sweet and just really cute, and kind of more of a light-hearted, fun take on Halloween. So as someone who doesn't do quite as well with the gory, scary side of Halloween, I much prefer this, I don't know, I guess kid-friendly version of Halloween here for myself. Also, the ombre jars are so beautiful. A couple of you have asked if Kringle will be doing more with the ombre jars in the future, and I certainly hope so. I have definitely encouraged them to maybe think about using these like ombre color jars for, you know, maybe the fall or especially for the holidays, like a special limited edition holiday collection with this like really pretty matte ombre finish and maybe a like emerald green or a beautiful like burgundy or something. I just think that would be so beautiful. So anyway, we'll see if they do that in the future, but let's go ahead and dig into the fragrance here because gosh, it's so good. I love plum. I love plum so much. So all right, the notes for Howl at the Moon are, so at the top, we have velvety plum, sweet orange, and ripe black currant. For the mid notes, we have tart plum, jasmine blooms, and Brazilian orchid. And then at the base, we have black amber, vanilla woods, and warm musk. So let's dig in. First of all, there is a very, very nice plum note here. It's very juicy, very sweet, definitely tart. It does have some of that like plummy tartness for sure, but it is definitely the most prominent part of this fragrance. So it's the first thing that stood out to me on cold sniff and then also post burn. This is one of those fragrances where to my nose, it smells very much the same way post burn as it did on cold sniff. So basically when you get your order and you stick your nose into this fragrance, it's gonna smell exactly like this when you're burning it, and it is so good. There is a nice, really juicy, sweet orange note as well. It is perfect with that plum. I also smell the black currant. It's very distinctly black currant, not red currant. Those are two different distinct notes to my nose. I don't like red currant. It's too kind of tangy. It's a little too tart. I also still have some kind of negative like memory associations with the red currant scent. So for me, red currant is a no-go. Black currant is different, and this is distinctly black currant. Again, adds a little bit more of that like hint of tangy tartness, but also sweetness at the same time. I will say these floral notes that are mentioned, the jasmine blooms and the Brazilian orchid, I don't get much in the way of floral from this at all. Maybe if your nose is a little more refined, you might be able to smell the florals in here. But this is mostly a fruity fragrance to my nose, but there is a tiny, tiny bit of perfuminess here as well, but it works. Don't run away from this fragrance if you heard me say tiny bit of perfuminess. It's worth giving a chance to this one. You do smell that amber. Once again, someone at Kringle, one of their perfumers, is a really big fan of amber. And they add it into almost everything. And a lot of times it definitely works for me. Sometimes it's like, would have been better without it. But this is a case where the amber really works with the sweetness that you are getting from that plum, from that orange, from that black currant. It almost helps to balance that sweetness a little bit more. The vanilla woods reference also kind of, there's just a little bit of a hint of the Seven Virtues Vanilla Woods perfume vibe here. I don't think they were like going for that, but there is a little bit of that like slightly heavier, slightly kind of borderline smoky vanilla. Still very sweet, and definitely has some gourmand aspects, but it's mostly kind of perfumey, if that makes sense. And then the warm musk. Yes, there is definitely a little bit of a like warm kind of resinous musky vibe. Blends really well with that amber for sure. So mostly a like fall fruity fragrance, but also just a hint of perfuminess at the same time. It still, to my nose, smells more fruity than perfumey, but if you absolutely hate that perfume reference, you're probably gonna wanna skip this one. But I would say even if you're just a little bit like, I don't know, still give it a try. If you can get your hands on it, give it a try. I'm telling you, this is one of those fragrances that I think a lot of people are, again, are really gonna love and are gonna respond really well to, because it's beautiful, it's really well done, and delicious. It's delicious. As a big fan of just plum in general, this one is chef's kiss. I would like more than one, but I will refrain until the initial launch is over. And then if there happen to be some leftovers of this one, I will be circling back around like the vulture that I am, and I will try to pick up any of the other fragrances that might still be lingering next week. But I just don't think that's gonna happen. I wish they could re-pour more of this one, but I don't think they're going to be doing that. So anyway, I just want to warn you right now that if you want this one, pop it in your cart very quickly. I know that's what I'm going to be doing. So in terms of strength and throw, solid medium performance here. Both the strength and the throw I would put at right about a 7. So definitely a room filler, definitely like I've been burning this mostly downstairs. It definitely fills up, I would say, half of the downstairs of our house. And so that to me is a pretty decent strength, especially with our more open concept layout and the higher ceilings that we have down there. In the upstairs, for example, in this bedroom here, I would put the strength at probably closer to about an 8. So if your house doesn't have super high ceilings, isn't quite as open concept, you might be able to get a little bit more oomph out of this one. But this type of fragrance, I would love to see them do this one in a 4-wick format, because I would immediately snatch that up. Yeah, I really liked the, what was it called from Nest? Their Autumn Plum. This is, I'm not saying this is the same as the Nest Autumn Plum, but it's definitely in the same family. So if you like Nest Autumn Plum, you're gonna like this one. But anyway, so that's the strength and throw there, and a little bit of a reference if you are looking for one. I don't know how many people have stuck their nose into Nest Autumn Plum, but that's really good too. So if you haven't checked that out, I would definitely recommend it. In terms of the overall burn quality, no issues here at all from Howl at the Moon. It has been pulling out perfectly. The wicks are nice and strong. You are going to form some carbon balls or mushroom tops on these wicks with each burn. Try to just knock those mushroom tops off and you'll be good to go. If you are new to Kringle Candle, it's probably getting old for those of you that have been here for a while, but you are going to get your candles with really long wicks. Don't trim those wicks. Just leave them for the very first burn, let them go. But each subsequent burn, you are gonna have to do a little bit of candle maintenance in terms of trimming those wicks. Let me quickly give you the overhead shot here, and then we will go ahead and move on to the rest of the candles in the Spellbound collection, but let's take a peek here. So you can see this hasn't even fully pulled out yet, and honestly, it has already filled this entire room. It smells so good. But yeah, really nice, strong flames here. Hold on one second. I'm gonna see if I can turn that. Does that help focus a little? Hold on, I'm messing with my settings here. Not really. I don't know what I'm doing. Story of my life. Anyway, that is Howl at the Moon. I love it. I think you should definitely put it on your list. I'm putting it on my list, but yeah, I'd love like 3 of these. I would totally buy 3. If they let me, I would do it. They're not gonna let me, so here's hoping I can maybe come back next week. So, all right, you guys, I so appreciate you being here for this review. Like I said, stay tuned for the remainder of the Spellbound collection reviews going up the rest of the day here, and the launch is just right around the corner. So get your lists ready. Let me know what you plan on picking up in the comments down below. And yeah, should be an interesting shopping experience with this one. So here's to the launch. Cheers. All right, see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.